Welcome to Continue Mission Radio with Captain James McCormick. By veterans, for veterans. Guest hosts tonight are author Greg Meekin and Miss Val, our military radio gal. Continue Mission starts now.
You got me headed to the left, headed to the right, headed back and forth, but baby, it's alright. You got me going to the east, going to the west, going up and down, cause baby, you know best. All day, all night, running around, I'm never gonna stop because you never settle down. Got me shooting into space, flying at the sun. I'm never coming back, cause baby, you're the...
Welcome to Continue Mission Radio, brought to you by the Veteran Channel. Today's show is devoted to our veterans, and especially our Vietnam veterans. Before we start this show, I wanted to do something a little different and open with a 6-minute video. So sit back, relax, have your coffee, your tea, or your chocolate milk. Wow. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. All soldiers travel home, except some MIAs. They all travel home. It's just a matter of whether they're with us or they're not. Val Olson, why don't you do a little intro? Tell everybody where they are right now. Good morning, America. Good morning, world. Go ahead and You
Yes.
chit-chat all you want here this morning. We're ready to go.
Let me take a minute and say good morning, America. Good morning, world. It's Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, and this show is coming to you from sunny and hot Arizona. It is another rapid deployment of Continue Mission Radio with Captain James McCormick. I'm Val Olson, and I'm here today with Greg Meekin. It is an exciting show on the Veteran Channel, and we just welcome all of you today. Thanks for being here. And Greg, what is on your heart today?
Goodness gracious. I knew you were going to ask me that, Val. I knew you were going to ask me that. What's on my heart? It's really, what's on my heart is everybody I know right now is going through tough times or emotional times. That's what I know. And so to everybody out there who will hear this this morning or later, 24/7, ongoing, 52 weeks out of the year. When we publish a show forever. So to all of you, I say, you hang in there, okay? You keep your chin up, okay? I have to say this to myself this morning. And you just hang in there. The devil ain't going to get us, okay? The devil loves to throw a wrench in the engine of God's good plans, okay? You're not going to get mine. I ain't scared. You throw anything you want at me. And Sheriff Mark Lamb agrees because we talked about it this morning. Val, back to you. I'll let you just kind of take over the show for a little bit.
That's such a good way to kick it off. You know, some days are easy, some days are hard, but it's a choice. And so here we are fueled on hope and never surrender kind of attitude. And so we're talking to all of our warriors from yesterday, today, and tomorrow. That is what we do here on the Veteran Channel. We are your number one source for hope here. That's what it's all about. And just, building each other up. And some days are hard, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually. But we hope that we can spend this tiny amount of time with you and just pick out the positive things that are happening and reassure you that we have today, and we've got to make the most of it, right? So never surrender. That is our attitude and motto and hearts around here. So we just welcome you this morning, vets. Thanks for being here, and of course to our soldiers right now, present day, and our law enforcement friends. All of you matter. So let's get the show started. Captain James is going to be popping in today, unless, of course, there's a DC emergency and he has to parachute in and out and all over the place. That could happen. But we do bring you guests. And if you want to catch up on shows in the past, please do that. Download our app. You will find us on Apple, Roku, and Prime as well. And you can watch on demand on YouTube as well, on Greg Meekin's YouTube channel. Check it out there.
Boy, Val, we're all over the place, aren't we? We're around the world. We're
Yes.
around the world on Sunday morning, and we might even be featured down the road a little bit. But on Sunday morning, you go out to, and we have gone out to 100 radio stations,
Yes.
and 100 plus countries. I
Yes.
think a long time ago, I said, I got an email from like New Zealand, and one was South Africa, from a South African missionary, when we did a past show about, oddly, be on a mission. So
Yeah.
if there's anything we have for 59 minutes here, I hope it's a continued mission. I hope it's
Yes.
a continued mission. Logistics here, Val, are we okay? Is James around? Is he parachuted in?
Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet.
the landing strip's always open. We never know on that. I texted with him. This is, by the way, folks, Captain James McCormick. He's just our resident 3-time Purple Heart winner, war hero, and current executive director of government affairs for the Vietnam Veterans of America. And that is VVA.org. So that's always, James is always our guest. He intended on popping in, so do watch for him here. I'll let you take the mic here, Val, maybe a minute or two.
Yep.
Let me check on my logistics and stuff. Nice intro. What we're doing today, this is fun. This is kind of a final platform. On Wednesdays for Continue Mission. We have been platforming this show and displaying the Veteran Channel. Get ready for this one, everybody. The Veteran Channel. It's going to be big. So we've been platforming it. We've been doing pilots. Everything's on my YouTube channel. Imagine that. But now we're laying it out so that we are officially on. James, I can't wait for him to come on. I hope he's not called out to like the National Guard or something in DC or Chicago. There's a grease fire. And but what's fun is we're going back to our roots. Folks don't know, Continue Mission, that was a radio show. It was an international radio show, Val. We know it real well. Goes back kind of a dozen years or so. It was with James McCormick. Every Friday night, they hosted their kind of a campfire chat for 2 hours. It was really late. There you go. Beautiful logo there. It was really late. It was like 10 p.m. or something. It was way past my bedtime. But on Friday nights, they used to broadcast for 2 straight hours, long form, commercial free. That's what we always try to do, is long form radio. No ads, no pop-ups, no commercial free. And every Friday night, they would do 2 hours. You and I, Val, we've been graciously invited a number of times on the show. And one of them, we were invited to guest host. It was just you and me. And that night was 200,000 military vets that listen to us. So we're going full circle right now. And write this down, everybody. This is breaking news. On a Friday night, October 17th, Friday, returning is going to be the very first reborn, renewed edition of Continue Mission Radio. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern just normal time for folks back there, not the middle of the night or anything. So 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 Eastern, we're gonna have Continue Mission Radio starting October 17th. That's the plan. That's the plan. Remember, Val, make no plans. Mike Tyson, your plan worked great till you get punched in the face. But we're planning for October 17th, Friday night, and for a renewed Continue Mission. So we'll be probably at 12, 13 years and counting at that point. So I'm really, really excited. Val, I'll turn the mic over to you here. Go single screen, take a minute or so, just tell everybody who we are, where we are, a little bit of our history, and a little bit of you and me history.
Yes.
We're going on 4 years. You can do the math. We're going on 4 years format. I'll turn it to you, single screen,
Sounds
and then I'm
good.
going to check my logistics.
All right. And of course, we've got that letter from James too. So if you wanted me to bring that up on screen and read it as well, I'll just mention that too, because he's busy with that press release that's come out. So it's there, ready to go, just so you are aware. I'm Val. Greg and I have been together for 4 years broadcasting. We started on X Spaces together, and it was so exciting just to broadcast independently and create our own shows. I spent 25 plus years in mainstream media and TV back in Canada, and I was all across Western Canada, and that was my old stomping grounds. But coming to the United States and having a fresh start, it wasn't very long before I ran into you guys. It's you. It's the vets. And because of our Vietnam vets, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because that's really the backbone of free speech, right? Securing those freedoms that we need, that are so essential. Without free speech, we have nothing. So to return to a platform and be able to come alongside and share whatever is on my heart is not something I take for granted. And so it's just it's an honor to be here. And I love every second of this. So I hope that this will be our meeting place for many, many years to come. And the Veteran Channel is for you. All of the information here, we go to great lengths to source level facilitate. And what that means is attending meetings behind the scenes so that we know the information is accurate, honest, true. It's breaking news. It's behind the scenes kind of stuff. It's really for you to navigate. And so in times of trouble, chaos, and in the good times and all the in between, we are here. And we're here through the storms. We're here through the sunshine. So don't forget that. And I hope you download the Veterans app, the Veteran Channel app, which is so easy to find. Just go on Roku, go on Prime, and put it into your phone, put it into your TVs, and that way you can just catch up. Everything is broken down in bite-sized segments and pieces. So we have some exciting things that we're working on, that we're building for you. But our main goal is to make sure that if you are a vet, you know that we are recruiting and your place is here. We need you. We have not forgotten. And when you take your oath, it's for a lifetime. So we're doing a whole lot of redeploying around here, and emergency missions and fun missions. And that's what it's all about. So Greg, back to you. What's happening in your world? We let you go off scene for a minute. Did you go have a chocolate milk, or can you fill us in on any updates?
Let's go back to that. Let's go back to the important stuff, chocolate milk. There's some folks, of course, that are seeing us for the first time or seeing this for the first time. So we need to just do a quick review. Val Olson, this is a Q Val. What is this?
Chocolate milk.
Correct. We determined that Greg Meekin has an addiction to chocolate milk, and I'm actually on a regimen of chocolate milk to try to gain weight. Imagine that.
Yes.
Imagine that. Desperate to gain weight.
Tea for me.
You got your tea. So
we are good.
Isn't that funny? It really just comes down in life to it's like Forrest Gump, It just comes down to the chocolate milk in our case. Just life is like, boy, is it ever just
And if you want to throw a tea party, I'll be ready.
Tea party. It just, God, here you go. You jog my old brain all the time. Val, by the way, I have a text to Captain James. I'm assuming he's been called out.
Yeah.
He was ready to come on. Don't let me lose my train of thought there. But yeah, James has been working real closely in DC on this crazy government shutdown. And we'll hold off opinions or discussion or anything on that because I want to talk to him first. But indeed, he wrote a letter. He actually wrote a letter that was eventually released by the White House and turned into an international article, one of those quote viral things. And he was urging both sides to come to agreement. Which in this case I won't go opinionated yet, but Chuck Schumer just he didn't cooperate. Okay, so we won't talk about that. But James is right in the middle of that, and two things really: the cleanup of Washington in the last 60, 90 days, where the National Guard obviously swooped in to get the city's ducks in a row. Hello. He says it's much calmer, by the way, much calmer, cleaner. Imagine that when the law is abided by and our law is enforced. Imagine that. So, but he's kind of in the middle of it right now. He's in that beehive, and I can't wait. I'm sure he'll find a way to get on. There he is, Captain James McCormick. So he was coming in to give that update. Because things indeed are up, they're up in the air. The whole world's upside down. If the United States is upside down, then the world is upside down. But I think there's existential stuff going on. I think these are two roads diverging in Yellowwood. I think that every kind of single day we're watching a battle. It's becoming a war. Okay, this is what it is. It's an information war. It's becoming a violence war. With all of these terrible, the terrible violence out there, especially against our own people, against our ICE agents and all that stuff. Again, conversation down the road here. But wherever I was going originally with that, because you had jogged my memory on something.
Oh, I haven't forgot. Tea party.
Oh, that's what I have you here for, Val. Thank you so much. Boy, I digress there. Tea party.
It's all about tea.
That's right. I love to share stuff that a lot of people don't know. They're called secrets. And you can only share a secret once. We've talked about that. But the Tea Party, a lot of folks don't know because we've heard of, remember, the Tea Party is actually a political movement. It was actually, quote, headed informally by Ted Cruz. And we're going back here. But regular Americans, which were the Tea Party, bottom line, they were starting to get pissed with overtaxation and regulation coming out of Washington, D.C. I can't imagine that. But this was roughly, Val, this was like 15, 20 years ago. But the Tea Party movement started, and basically it was exactly what the original Tea Party in Boston was all about. It was pissed residents, and they're pissed at the Crown in Britain, and in this case, the Crown in Britain is quote the elite in Washington. I'm going to say it's the Democrats and the Liberals, and it's just regular people who are pushing back. So the original Tea Party, it's interesting because Olympia, Washington, I spent 30 years up in Washington State, Seattle area. Olympia, Washington was almost one of the bases for that original Tea Party movement. I decided, once again, boots on the ground, skates on the ice, as they say in Canada, to go to a Tea Party gathering, an organization. It was actually a big event in Olympia, Washington. By the way, I got to slow down today. Boy, we've been busy. But in Olympia, Washington, and actually right now it's just turned into a grease fire. Washington State, the whole King County corridor. Olympia, Washington is the capital of Washington State. Went to a Tea Party movement, and one of the parties, it was the nicest people I've ever met. The most down-to-earth folks you've ever met. They were looking for basically just, imagine this, getting government off our backs. Hello? Really what became the Trump movement, the MAGA movement. But the Tea Party, very quickly, they were branded. And I'm talking 15 years ago, Val. All of a sudden, I'm hearing a national and international meeting calling, remember Pierce Morgan, the Tea Party, Be- because they were branded as racists and misogynists and homophobes. And back then, and I said to myself at the time, boy, oh boy, the media and the Democrat Party and leftist politics,
Oh, Greg,
they
you
have,
froze up for a minute.
well, yeah,
Greg's just there. He's
really,
back. Go ahead.
really, God, imagine
You
that.
were just at the Democrats, and then you kind of cut out for a minute. So carry on.
Well, you never know who's monitoring and watching, right? But bottom line, those nice Tea Party folks who are informally, as I say, led by Ted Cruz. That's the policy you're seeing right now. It's called libertarian. We're seeing that right now under the Trump administration. But with these folks, we're branded so quickly, and I realize seriously that, boy, what a disconnect. The mainstream media and the Democrat Party have no clue what people boots on the ground are actually saying or thinking. Because I'd never seen a disconnect like that. And to think that those nice people in Olympia, Washington, were branded eventually as racist and stuff is the biggest bunch of garbage I've ever heard. But now we're seeing it full circle. Imagine that. Where now if you speak a word of patriotism or love of your country, you're branded. You're branded. So that's what actually James's letter was all about. I'm going to stop hogging the mic. Val, take the mic. Has James popped in at all yet? We're still waiting
Not yet.
for him. Okay.
Let me just quickly check text. Nope, nothing yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll touch on that because as somebody who spent 25 years in mainstream media, the power of the narrative is very, very important, and it can influence and affect people. And so one thing that's very important now is to dissect any opinions that you hear. And my advice today is do not allow yourself to go on autopilot. It can be very easy to hear something and just recognize that your brain absorbs it as information, but it is truly up to you, no one else, to dissect that and determine through thought process, is there something being spoon-fed to me that would affect the way I think or what I believe? And you need to navigate from there. And that's for all ages. That's just critical thinking. And critical thinking is something that is returning to the federal government because we're making sure that as the people, we are informed, we are educated. Doesn't mean we know everything, but we know how to ask questions and we know how to deliver results, right? Because we are in the driver's seat here, and we can't forget that. So
And
our
Val?
16.9 million vets across the United States are critical thinkers. And
Yep,
I'll just
and
leave it there.
well, that's awesome. And Val, important on that note, I want to give a quick shout out to some of the cities up in Canada who are doing tributes and vigils to Charlie Kirk. I'd seen it yesterday on Facebook, and it was really touching. Is I saw a vigil in Montreal paying tribute to Charlie Kirk. It was cool because it was in French, and I just said, merci beaucoup, mes amis à Montréal. Okay, merci beaucoup. That's really, really nice. And you've seen and heard around the country. Take a minute on that. That was a nice, like a refreshing thing for me. Go ahead, Val.
Well, I think it's important to, Charlie Kirk is really the poster boy around the world of American values and true patriotism. And not just the poster boy, but he spent his life since he was 18 years old, just devoting his time and his energy to standing up for what the United States is, that true spirit of freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, standing up for human life. He took on all the hot topics. And so, there is a lot of trouble in Canada and between relations as well, between the two countries. And so to see Canadians across the country, just how they recognized who Charlie Kirk was. I mean, the stadiums were packed. They were singing the national anthem, the United States national anthem. And these are important things to take note of because the narrative that we're hearing is not always positive, saying that Canadians, just have their elbows out, as an example. We hear that all the time, and that they
Are you there, Val?
Yeah,
You
we're
froze.
back. We're back.
I think.
Yeah, we just froze for a minute. We're having a little trouble this morning. But I was just saying, I was touching on that. No, Canada is in fact standing up for America. That's what they were doing. And you could see the evidence for yourself in packed stadiums in major cities in Alberta, so much so that when President Trump spoke at Charlie Kirk's memorial, he mentioned Canada. He talked about Alberta, right? He said like it was packed, and take note of that because Albertans are standing up, and I think we have a spirit there of standing up for our rights and for our freedoms. And people are, as you said, they're pissed off, they're mad, they're angry, and they do not have representation they can go to. That's what's happening there. So they are looking, everyone around the world is looking to the United States of America, as Pete Hegseth and President Trump alluded to yesterday. Everyone is looking to us. We are the strongest. We have to be prepared. And, America is situated as the shining city on a hill. So all eyes are on the United States to get it together and keep it together. So that's what's happening here.
Exactly. If people don't think that there's it seems like an overall wave happening, it's almost like a quickening. It's almost like a shifting of the world. I think there is. And just to refer back to, we touched on Charlie Kirk. How can you not talk about Charlie Kirk or touch on him? I refer folks back seriously to our previous show. In our previous two shows, one we devoted to Charlie Kirk. And there's, again, whenever you're on air and live, whatever, you could spend a couple of hours just talking about him, talking about his amazing wife, Erica. I do believe we're going to see this era known as BC, before Charlie and after Charlie. And what I just feel it seems to be going on in the world and going on in the country is honestly, we're just sick of your nonsense. To the folks on the left, I'm serious. Every single day you see him, when you're seeing honestly ICE officers attacked, and when you're seeing prayer vigils, harassment and even violence, we're just sick of it. Okay, regular folks are sick of it. It's called the silent majority in the past. We call it regular folks, 1950s handshake world. And I just believe that not only, quote, Republicans and MAGA folks, but centrist Democrats, independents, folks that have never voted, probably until 2026 or 2028. I think there's going to be a rude awakening because honestly, I really believe the common sense folks that are out there, and I still believe it's 80% of us, we're sick of it, okay? We're sick of this nonsense, and I'll be polite. But we're sick of it. Honestly, we're sick of people telling us that a man can be a woman, that there's nothing wrong with 20 million people just crossing the border illegally. There's nothing wrong. No worries with 300,000 kids, Val, unaccompanied minors that are still, we don't know where they are. Last count I heard, they found like 36,000 of them. These are unaccompanied kids. These are kids that now are either dead, they're in human trafficking, they're in drug trafficking. A lot of them are still missing. No biggie, 300,000. So we're sick of it. We're sick of people saying, oh, no big deal on that. No big deal on that. So if there is indeed, going back to always our original themes, if there's a wave back to common sense, 1950s handshake world marries itself with the great things of 2025, including technology and younger generations. There are nice kids down there who are looking for leadership and looking for guidance and stuff. And thanks to this wave, I think there's going to be more and more common sense pouring out of the airwaves from platforms, Val Olson, like this. Back to you.
Yeah, I want to touch on it's becoming less about a political party. And I guess I appeal this morning and I speak to the Democrats that, are listening, because they are. I mean, I don't spend my time listening to the choir. I want to hear, all thoughts and opinions. So I appeal to them and say, common sense. You have it, I have it, and it's becoming less about which party flag that you're flying and more about what your values are. And so my advice is to approach anything and everything with what's the right thing to do, what's the wrong thing to do, and don't let compassion be hijacked, because compassion is a weapon word. Labeling and saying, well, this political party is not compassionate. No, don't fall for that. Unpack that and look at what is the role of a government? What is the role of an individual? What is the role of, churches and private business? And these are all personal choices that you can make, so there are ways around taking these very triggering type events that are happening around the world, whether it be our borders or child trafficking, and let's clean up the mess, right? Let's clean up the mess, and let's get smart people at the table from all sides. I'm not interested. I don't know about you, Greg, but like I said, we don't want just a choir that all says the same thing and thinks like robots. We have brains, we have opinions, and let's work through it together. Because if we're going to clean up a mess, it's going to take putting all the facts on the table, not some, but all. And then from there, we'll dissect it and we can come up with a plan. So I'm optimistic that 25, 26, 27, we're going to see a new kind of lane paved where people are smartening up and they're not falling, right? They're not falling for the surface level stupidity that gets us takes all of our energy fighting and punching each other. And instead we're like, okay, let's use our words and let's use our brains and see what comes out.
Exactly. Things don't have to stay bad. You can fix stuff. Ask Rudy Giuliani when he went and cleaned up New York 20 years ago, whatever. You can do it. You just enforce the law. Let the grown-ups run the place for a while. Washington, D.C. cleaned up fine. Other cities will clean up fine, but you just have to go about your business and once again, just serve the people. The residents, the local citizens, the taxpayers, serve them, not the criminals, not the illegals, not the folks from around the world. Honestly, I don't know how to tell you this, folks. Anyone, whether it's up in Canada, England, or around the world, I just don't want to tell you this, break this to you. But I wrote about this in my book, which was, sorry, in a lot of ways, Americans just don't care what you think, okay? They don't care if you don't like their guns. They don't care if you think we're behind or backwards or whatever. They don't care. They really don't care if you think we should change our way of life to be more like yours in Canada or yours in the UK. America just says, no, fine. You do what you want to do. We'll do what we want to do. And, we're going to follow the Constitution of the United States, the founding fathers, 1776, the origins of the Tea Party. Imagine that, full circle, Val. Imagine that. What I'm going to do, actually, we're going to kind of wrap this up. I'm really looking forward to a full conversation with Captain James McCormick. Things must be hairy back there. If he couldn't parachute in today, I'll bet you $1 million. He's in real heavy, hardcore meetings because he represents the Vietnam vets of America and all other veterans and all other enlisted folks. By veterans, we always include the military, law enforcement, our first responders, who are amazing. They took care of me 2 weeks ago, first responders. And our blessed border guys, most underrated guys in the world are our border guys, and include those ice guys with that. So that's who we serve. That's who Continue Mission served and is serving today and will continue to serve starting October 17th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss that. Don't miss that. So indeed, we are here for the veterans. This is Continue Mission on the Veteran Channel. And I really, really look forward to continuing this awesome audience that we have. A lot of folks, Val. As a matter of fact, I'll let you review before we do actually close out. You feel free to close out. Do touch base with where we are located, our platforms and stuff. And I simply I always ask folks, just follow us on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube, my Facebook, etc. Val's always on X, and follow us, and you're going to see more and more of just really cool inside secrets about what's going on and what's going to happen, what's happening in our beloved country. But evil's not going to take over this country. I'm just telling you what. If the devil's out there, hey, give us your best shot. Take your best shot. Mess with our good plans. The United States of America and the U.S. Constitution, the Founding Fathers and the Tea Party, and what technically the MAGA movement, Republicans, and Donald Trump, and all the other leaders are all about. Trying to take back our country, and it can happen. It can. So at risk of sounding extremely activist today, Val, I am going to close out the show, and I say thank you, everybody. We're here for our veterans and everybody else out there who really wants to get our country back. And I close out always with wake up in kindergarten every day, everyone. Wake up in kindergarten every day. There's so much to learn in so little time. Because before you know it, you're in grade 1. Thanks, everybody. Back to you, Val. And you take all the time you need to close out, let people know where we're available, and also what's on your heart today, too. So you go ahead and close out the show. Go single screen. Here we go. Thank you, everybody. Awesome get together today.
Well, what's on my heart today, obviously, is first and foremost to say thank you, vets. And I'm going to do a quick recap. So Captain James is busy now. He put out a real hot potato of a press release today. So I'm not surprised that behind the scenes, he's a really busy guy this morning. We'll have more on that on our next show. We are live and interactive with you through our app. So please download it, the Veteran Channel. You'll find it on Apple, Roku, and Prime, and hopefully other providers as well. So we're just getting started. You can watch on demand, go on YouTube, check out Greg Meekin, also his website, gregmeekin.com. And Captain James, his brand new book is out. So don't forget, you can get that Battle-Tested Faith. It makes a great gift. It's an emotional read. And if you're looking for a review, we're going to give you a review. That's coming up on a future episode because Greg promised us he was going to go through the book and give a full review. But you'll also find at the beginning, Greg wrote an intro in that book. So check it out. If you haven't ordered it already, you can do that. Go on Amazon.com, put it in your shopping cart, and purchase it. I'm Val Olson, and thanks so much. Don't forget, vets, your mission starts now.
Welcome to Continue Mission Radio with Captain James McCormick. By veterans, for veterans. Guest hosts tonight are author Greg Meekin and Miss Val, our military radio gal. Continue Mission starts now.